Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus, and I'm here again, keeping on what I've been doing for quite some time. And that's thinking and praying and searching for solutions to the problems that we as people experience every day all over the world in relationship to our being satisfied in this life, in these bodies, on this earth during these times. And I see in my observation that we're so far from that. So I can't find myself doing too much of anything excluding these particular kinds of thoughts. One of the things that hit me so heavily today is money. I look around and I think about money, it seems, is the root, it's attached to everything. All that life is about can be denied you if you don't have money. All that coming into this earth about and living as an angel or something is all null and void unless you got money. And to say that you have money, well, I just mentioned in a video about the 10 families that rule the world because of their money. 10 families. And you can bet that anything that money can do or that they can imagine money can do, they do it. Oh man, you can imagine what kind of luxury they live. And really, there's nothing really wrong with that except in order for them to enjoy that wealth, they have to cause so much pain and suffering to so many billions of other people. And to them, it's justified. To them, somehow they got a message from some power, some God that says this is the way that it is supposed to be. And it appears that somehow, some way, the rest of the people must have got a message from that same God and said, that's the way it's supposed to be, and don't mess with it. So that's kind of freaking me out a little bit. But anyway, it's the same thing. You know, in politics, you got no money, you got no voice. Even just in the community. Just to get something published on a newspaper or on television, something like that, you might get a little bit of free stuff like YouTube and stuff, but in the newspaper, to the editor, they might print something. But other than that, it's costing bucks, man. Bucks. So I don't care what you're coming with. It's got to be some way to make some money in it. People who are in power, and they know meaning in power, amassing money. And if you don't bring that to the table, they don't give a hell about what you're talking about. Basically, while I'm going to say this maybe another second, is that this basically means that someone can come and tell you about God. But not just about God, but tell you the answer to your problems. But they got to put some money on the table. If you want to go to the media, they're not going to tell anybody that. You go to the newspaper. I want the people to know that I got a message come out. I want to tell them that we can now have heaven, and it's not that complicated. No, put some money on the table. I might tell them that. TV station, same thing. Buy some time. Nobody give it in free time. Well, let me run for office. Maybe I can tell the people now. Let me run for office. People are listening to people who got a message to the extent they want to put it on the scale. Well, now you got the media determining what scale is. That means we're not telling anything unless there's some money involved. And if you can get a little community together, a little group together in your neighborhood or something like that to come out, we might come out once just to say that. But if that doesn't stimulate some money being made, hey, vote. And so don't ever think you're going to go somewhere and cause something to happen without money. Unless you're being led by God. Because then money is not required. You doing what you are given to do is what is required. It might be nourishment to the soil. And it takes all of the various nourishments within the soil to produce a healthy growth. And what you've been called to do, what I've been called to do, might just be one nourishment added to. And it might take another 10,000 years before human beings wake up and recognize the truth. I didn't mean to talk that long on money, but you know, money covers business. I mean, no business without money. The money covers law. No law without money. In other words, no justice without money. Government, money. Love, money. People marry for money. They don't marry for love. They marry for money. And when it comes down to religion, even that is about money. One while they had said that God was over everything, but God was for the poor. That Jesus was born in a manger, in some stable somewhere. But now the message has changed. It's all about Jesus was rich. Prosperity preachers talking about how rich and how rich. Anyway, that's not the only thing. When the devil takes control, and that's what I think the devil has always done. And the devil is really as popular as God in the eyes of most people. At least when you put together those people who are abusing people, added with those who accept the abuse, and come together, and God loses every day. But we're still here because we haven't destroyed ourselves just yet. We're on that path of destruction, just trying to destroy ourselves, and we're doing a good job. But in the United States, there's a man who came, and all he did was gave evil a voice. Ever since he's been on the main scene, he has been given evil a voice. Now, there have been those who love it. But if you love the voice of saying oppress other people, abuse other people, to hate, if you love that, well, I understand. We all understand. So we understand why every violation of ethics, righteousness that is brought forward about this particular individual, the more he's loved. Loved by money going to him. And you know what money is to everybody. They got to have that. But they love this evil bunch of ball of evil so much they just want to make sure. And the evil is so crazy till the evil tells them that he's helping them, taking the money for one thing, and they're using the money for another thing. And the people say, oh, we don't care, just give us evil. And there are those who say, well, we're not that evil. But if you're not that evil, I mean, what good are you? I mean, most of the nations everywhere got very, very rich people everywhere in these nations. Very, 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 very rich people. When you start talking about people who rule the world, they scattered all about. I mean, they're robbing folks all about. And I think about the artificial intelligence and anything that they come up with, or even talk about coming up with. It's to make money or to save them money, just like when the blacks couldn't be controlled like they wanted them to. They wanted to start ripping off the Mexicans. And people allow themselves because they're just trying to survive. I'm back on that money thing again. Golly. And I know that we, the people in America and all over the earth, are responsible for the pain and suffering. But if you was taught English, you just can't automatically speak French. Or French, you can't automatically speak English. So if you were taught this bull, if you were taught this selfishness, if you were taught this hate, this racist, this bigotry, if you were from your womb, then how can you listen to a person telling you about love? Just don't. It's a foreign language. But this is a part of the little light of mine, that little ingredients that goes into that soil might be very useful someday. Well, I know when I think about people and how they care about others, and I try to talk about that, do you know, again, dang, I'm back to money again. Do you know most people, let me say, last night they had a drawing for the Powerball. It was a big one, man. But I heard nobody won it. But I can guarantee you hundreds of millions of people invested Google the money in that particular gamble with, if I can just do it, they could see the answer to their prayers. God forbid if they won and got the ticket to recognize they won and died. Woo! But let's not think about that one. To win and have access to all of those things, every last one of the people who who purchased a lottery ticket were purchasing those tickets on the hope that they won so that their dream could come true. They have it. Now, some of them played hundreds of dollars, not just one or two tickets, hundreds of dollars. And if you think about adding that up, all of the people that associated with those dollars, hoping, trying to gamble that their fortune, it'll be just their fortune, and not about everybody, just everybody hoping, but they know it'll be one or two that win some. I mean, you're trying to be blessed and hoping that cursed at the same time, huh? But in reality, that's what everybody wants. They want to win. And yet, when you talk to them about the society that we live in, the politics are not about eliminating their problems. The politics are not about creating situations where people can be educated and don't have to cry how they're going to pay a bill, where people can have transportation without raggedy cars, or people can have nice homes without junk and stuff all around. No, they don't talk about those solutions. They talk about what? Making sure you privatize, making sure that these people over here don't get more than they deserve. Let's take away these people's right to vote. Let's take away these women's right to decide whether they want to go through childbirth or not. Not only that, let's take away these people's right to assemble, unless they assemble in certain spaces where we say it's okay, and that's over there where they're not recognized. And oh yes, there's some people over there saying, holding hands. They look like they're the same. Men and men holding hands, women and women holding hands, some hugging and kissing each other. Let's make sure that they don't do that. What in the hell do you think you are? God made all of us, and we are to be judged by God, as far as I see it. And the only people that we segregate from us are those that, what? Rob, steal, kill, and destroy. Them demons that, as I just said, America and the people of the world are embracing like it's cotton candy. Well, hold up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really talking too long on these particular little points, but I need to just mention a couple, okay? The next thing is that we talk about evil can't defeat evil. And we refer to that when we talk about people like Donald Trump, I just got through mentioning. And he's still running to be the next president, regardless of how disrespectful he has honored the people by violating what they have determined, what they want to use as a guide for their living. He violated it all, and now he's the head running dude for a particular party. Well, and you say, how do you defeat that? I say, evil can't defeat evil. What you have is a Democratic Party that is supposed to be the opposition, but the Democratic Party is evil as well. And so Donald Trump is just the big evil. And the Democrats trying to come in skating, not being so evil, thinking that people would choose not being so evil over being big evil. Some people think if you go and get big evil and they destroy the world right away, that just take care of it. So that might be the scope of big evil. I don't know. But anyway, that's what it comes down when you're talking about defeating evil. You're talking about other presidential wannabes want to take Donald Trump's place. And hey, they can't do it because they're scared. The same way the senators, the same way the House of Representatives, those guys who support what Trump was telling them, that destroys and stuff, it was all fear. Fear. You see how he's threatening these attorneys, and he's threatening everybody. And these guys who have given in, who are just supporting him right now, he threatened them and they yield. Graham was threatened. He yielded. all of these folks, crews, and, you know, the way he was talking at one time, all these guys who were talking that bad talk at one time, and then they felt like a little puppies later. They were scared. They still scared. And this guy trying to scare other folks, you know, because he know he got some real crazy people out here who will do anything that the devil says do. Hey, anyway, hold up a sec. Wait a minute, one more thing. Uh, conservative Republicans don't want anything to stop their advantage. Well, not just conservative Republicans. People in power, most of the time, especially those who've been in big power, they don't want to, they're not going to give that up. And they'll do anything to maintain it. They will even destroy it. When we had the Civil War, that was about destroying the nation. Really. You talk about slavery, you talk about what the South done, but it was about destroying. Each portion had said, each South and the North had said, before we go that way or go that way, we'll destroy this motherfucker. That's what they had said. And a lot of dying, a lot of stuff took place. People said, ooh, this is bad. That made it possible to talk. That's what made it possible to talk. And so today, all the stuff that's going on, all these bombs and stuff been made, all this technological advancement, everybody thinking they got the baddest stuff, and if they don't, they're trying to get the baddest stuff. Hey, nobody's thinking about giving in to a world of peace, because man wants to be God. And we are helping him. Well, let's see, one other thing. Oh yeah, in Minnesota, I heard on the news today, they were talking about when the Justice Department came and did that critique on law enforcement in Minnesota. That report kind of, I guess, pissed a lot of people off, but it made a lot of people happy because it gave a chance to tell the truth. But when you start talking about people talking about solutions, you got these people over here talking about, this is what got my attention. We need more police on the street. Ladies and gentlemen, you say, we got to stop this crime, stop this violence, get these more people on. No, when you see more police on the street, that means you have a system that's damning people. That's why you got police. People are not following the rules and regulations. Why? Because it works against them. The system that is in operation works against them. If they are out there breaking in stores, robbing people, hitting folks side the head, selling drugs, selling booty, whatever they're doing, it is because the system has failed them. And now you walk around and tell them it's against the police. That's against the law. That's against the law. No. Putting them in a position that they see no other way is against the moral law. But that's the way the devil is. He ain't trying to fix nothing. He's still just trying to make some money. So, no. Putting more police on the street, that's the answer for demons. That's not the answer for people who are looking straight up for heaven and what's right. Now, I think I'll end them there. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I talked a long time, but until next, this is Eddie saying goodbye for now.